Gene, today the delegation went to the Mexican Senate and signed a memorandum of understanding. What is that all about?
So basically what the memorandum does is they created a working group that consists of San Diego and Tijuana business leaders and politicians, as well as members of the Senate, and they've promised that they will be meeting twice a year to collaborate on legislation that's related to immigration, trade, tourism, and border infrastructure specifically. So these are all issues that really affect the San Diego-Tijuana region, and so it's a pretty big step that they've made to be able to collaborate on that kind of legislation. And aside from the 2 meetings a year, they'll also be collaborating through conference call throughout the legislative process. And one other thing that's interesting is that the meetings, one of the meetings will take place in the San Diego-Tijuana region, so Senate leaders will actually travel here and be able to firsthand what the local issues are, what's needed, and what they can do for the region.
I understand a few members of the delegation had a private meeting with the Mexican Foreign Affairs Secretary yesterday. What was the outcome of that meeting? So
the meeting in and of itself was really significant. The Chamber has never been able to get a meeting with the Foreign Affairs Minister himself. So just sitting down with him was a huge deal, especially because he's the point person on NAFTA renegotiations, and NAFTA is going to be huge for the San Diego-Tijuana region. But in terms of actual concrete steps, I promised to take concrete steps to help port of entry infrastructure move forward in San Diego-Tijuana. For example, he's going to help the binational railroad move forward by issuing a diplomatic note to reestablish trade between the U.S. and Mexico at the Tecate Rail port of entry. And that is essential for the binational railroad, which has been delayed multiple times. And then the other thing he promised, which is pretty big, he promised to get funding from Mexico for OTAI 2, which is a toll port of entry that's planned for 2020 or 2021. He said he was going to take a leadership role in terms of advancing that project with the Mexican federal government. There's still a lot that needs to be done, for example, purchasing the land on the Mexican side as well as the U.S. side, getting the revenue sharing agreement for how those tolls will be collected and distributed to reimburse the governments, and the design. So he said he was going to make sure that that moved forward.
Well, Gene, thanks very much.
Thank you, Kenny.